My name is Justin Ireland. I'm the campus pastor of our St. John's campus with 1122. This campus specifically, I joined the team, or we created the team about 2 months before we launched. Yeah, so we had to ask ourselves the question of, hey, should we wait and create a church or create an opportunity for people to worship once we have brick and mortar? And the quick, easy answer to that is, why would we wait on that thing? So much could happen in the meantime while we're potentially waiting on a brick and mortar campus. We had land at that point, but the timeline of actually when is that going to come together, who knew? But why wait to start, hey, we're going to start creating community and a place for people to worship and a place for people to gather, place for people to connect. So why would we wait on those things? Because the church is the people, it's not a building. So we very easily and quickly said, no, we're going to hit go. And when a building finally comes together, great. If it doesn't, and we remain portable for a long time, no problem. So that was kind of the reasoning behind, let's go now. Let's not wait for a thing. Yeah, so we hosted a vision night before we ever opened the doors to the campus. I think 1,200 people showed up to vision night. We knew that we were running 2 services here, and we would be doing those in the auditorium that sat 500 people and 550 if we added additional plastic chairs from storage. And so we created the space, and sure enough, we quickly ran out of space, primarily for our adults to sit. And so we just made the shift, and we said, you know what? We've been kind of bumping up against full capacity for a few months now. We need to pull the trigger on a much bigger space. And so we shifted into a gym, which doubled our capacity. And crazy enough, within the first few Sundays, we were already starting to bump up against the same conversation of like, well, we're getting full. It was almost a field of dreams type moment where if you build it, they will come. And we kind of opened up more seats and more people showed up. I don't think it's any coincidence we're running into that now, just as we're about to open campus space with double the amount of seats or near double the amount of seats we have. And we've just seen more and more people show up every week, more and more guests and more one mores that are being invited, and more people from the community that's like, we've been seeing, the building go up. And so we're ready to be here. We're ready to jump in and take part in whatever's happening with our St. John's campus. Equipment itself was huge in executing all the things that we needed to execute. The fact that in the process of it, we have now, volunteers or serve staff, as we call them, who are showing up on a regular. And when you're in the process of doing the processes and laying out all the equipment and putting everything together, like, you only have time to connect, right? You are sharing stories, you're getting to know the people that you're serving with. And so even in the day-to-day, you got to know the people, right? You got to share stories, and you built community just naturally in the process, which was huge. I think honestly, it's a thing that we're gonna miss when we are in a brick and mortar place. So I think that was a huge thing. And I think we will have to be very intentional in a brick and mortar situation, not to just get complacent or comfortable of like, oh yeah, it'll run, like it's set. We can just kind of like step back and let the process run itself, as opposed to, are we being intentional to prepare and set aside the space for worship? And I think a lot of that has come just from a portable environment. And you just say, man, at the end of the day, ministry is absolutely worth taking a step forward to do the thing now that he's called us to do. Why wait? I have a hard time believing sometimes the answer to ministry efforts will be just don't, or wait until there's an actual building, right? Because we know the building's just a building. It's a means to an end. It is an outpost of where ministry actually happens. Well, that can happen anywhere in an in portable setting and environment. Again, it's a question of, what are you waiting on?